Hi, everybody. My name is Brooke Richardson. I live in New Berlin, Wisconsin, which is about 20 minutes west of Milwaukee area. I live with my fiance Ben and our foster kitty Norman. He's basically adopted by us now, so he's not really fosterable anymore. But yeah, we're still getting through the kitten stages right now, so it's getting to be a little bit more of a fun challenge. So hopefully, fingers crossed, things settle down for us. But I also really like to cook and bake and travel in my personal time and my personal interests. I would say professionally, I work 3 jobs right now. So I am the AmeriCorps program director at the Racine Zoo. I also serve at a country club in Racine, and then I work a full-time job as an animal care assistant at a living history museum working with their heritage breed animals. So I'm working with mulefoot pigs and old spots and Belgian draft horses and sheep and all kinds of fun heritage farm animals. I originally started my career at the Racine Zoo as an AmeriCorps member, so I was working in part-time zookeeping and then part-time conservation education focus. So I've worked a little bit more with like our white-handed gibbons and our orangutans and our black-handed spider monkeys, and then emperor tamarins as well for the primate focus. One of my favorite animals actually is the pygmy slow loris. So that's also been something where I'm a little biased there, but yeah, I have experience at the zoo as well in our big cats, so tigers and lions, as well as giraffes, rhinos, zebras, kind of a wide variety. I'd say my one of my favorite things to work with as well is doing some animal training and working with ambassador animals. So in the school districts around Racine, I was able to take our ambassador animals like our reptiles and our amphibians and work on bridging that empathy gap between some of our lesser known or lesser liked species like our snakes and our slimies and our invertebrates, our Madagascar hissing cockroaches, and kind of bridging that between our students and their learning about all kinds of like things about them, but also just being understanding of why they are still important, even if they don't look as charismatic as our furry mammal friends. So I think that's definitely something that is part of my master plan, as well as kind of understanding a deeper look into human and wildlife interaction. So, whether that be conflict or things like the wildlife trafficking issues has definitely been something that has been a little bit more of a forefront of my mind as I've been more and more interested in the primate aspect of life. So seeing how people interact with the wildlife trade. I also think that one of the strengths that I have is that will hopefully help me on this trip as well is kind of staying positive and keeping a positive outlook towards traveling and towards trying new things, adventure wise. So I'm pretty adaptable and flexible, and I'd like to say that I'm a good support system for if people are having a really tough time or an experience, being able to kind of hopefully lend a hand or at least be there in spirit, whether or not you'd like a hug or like just somebody to talk to. That's where I kind of feel like I like to strive. So yeah, I think that that's definitely something that's been really exciting. My past Earth expeditions trip was to Belize, and I was able to branch out of my comfort zone there. I'm not a big snorkeler, so or like a swimmer in the ocean, and I did do a lot of snorkeling there. So I think that was always something that I can, have in my back pocket as something that's been a positive experience that I, overcame a little bit of a challenge or something that I was already a little hesitant about. So, yeah, I think that I'm just super excited to head into the field and get a little bit more of a understanding of like what primate ecology looks like in such a different environment than I'm used to, and get a chance to see a little bit more of a different cultural perspective as well. So, meeting a lot of different people and perspective change and kind of challenging my own beliefs, I think, is always something that is exciting, but can be a little nerve wracking as well. So, yeah, this will be my first time in Asia, so I'm hopeful for a little bit of a breeze because I've heard it's going to be hot and humid, but that's okay. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I look forward to meeting everybody in person, but also through the screen for now. But yeah,